Elon Musk just confirmed big Tesla news, and then he addressed Tesla stock investors by explaining why the delay of the robotaxi happened just now. Starting with big news, Chuck suspects that this is a new FSD version 12.4.5 that's being tested here, but that wouldn't be big news, that would just be news. But Elon Musk confirms this is 12.5, and when we see these vehicles testing a new FSD version, we know that a release of that version is inevitable and is pretty close. If the initial build is good, that means we should see this version going out to the first employees and then some beta testers in the next few days, maybe a week. However, if this version needs more polishing, we should expect 12.5.1 to be released to the vehicles testing Chuck's route. And the reason why this could very well be big news is because 12.5 supposedly, according to Elon Musk, is a whole other level compared to 12.4. I personally haven't tested 12.4 yet, but Elon said it's a major improvement. Supposedly you have a lot less interventions, safety critical interventions, but maybe the drives are not as comfortable as they were on 12.3.6. Anyway, reviews of the 12.4.3 version so far have been a bit mixed. So there is a good chance that Tesla might just skip this whole FSD version and just go to 12.5. I am sure with more polishing, Tesla could make this 12.4 build better than 12.3.6, but if they are still polishing 12.4 FSD version, why are we seeing 12.5? Yeah, I think Tesla could just skip it easily. And if you don't want to miss any political videos from me, make sure to subscribe to the channel right now, and soon all the videos about Tesla will be back on a Tesla only channel. Anyway, 12.5 could be a big change for FSD, and maybe that's going to be a big update that will change everything, or maybe it will just be a pretty nice improvement. We will see. However, Elon Musk here addressed all of us Tesla stock investors. He responded to Warren's video. He said, "Did Elon Musk suggest a massive engineering change that left Tesla engineers speechless?" Yes, but Elon explains he requested what he thinks is an important design change to the front, and extra time allows us to show off a few other things. There's no new date announced yet though. So it is now official, the event is delayed, so I was right to say that yeah, the rumor was right. Because Elon Musk did not address the rumor, he just let the rumor be out there without being addressed. I personally, however, don't care about the unveiling as an investor really. I just care about the progress of FSD. If FSD is not there and it's unveiled, okay, what good does that do to us? I mean, we know that Tesla is going to make a good robotaxi, so it doesn't really matter to me to see it now versus later. Although I am really curious to see Tesla's next generation vehicle, and maybe we will see it unveiled during the event. I'm talking about a consumer-based next generation vehicle, or to be precise, an in-between generations vehicle. Anyway, Herbert thinks this is actually bullish and not negative. When Elon Musk confirmed that rumor is actually true, I think the stock jumped up a little bit, not much, but a little bit, so I think the market is taking it positively. Tesla's move doesn't seem to be connected with the market overall. But overall, why is Tesla stock up so much today so far? I think it probably has something to do with the endorsement of the former president. The theory is the endorsement will maintain the existing favorable treatment for EVs. We know that pretty much all liberals are pro-EVs. Maybe they are not pro-Tesla, some of them, but they are pro-EVs. However, a lot of the conservatives, overall, they are sort of against EVs, specifically in the US. Not all of them, of course, but some are. It can potentially open Tesla to new customers that previously did not even consider an electric vehicle, and if they consider an EV, of course, it's going to be a Tesla first. But then at the same time, certainly people that are against the former president, some of them will now buy a Tesla now just because of the endorsement. We will see if that number is significant when we get Q3 and Q4 deliveries, but Gene's take goes further than that. His take is that the significance of the endorsement goes well beyond EVs and could pave the way for the former president's administration to be pro-autonomy. This would likely quicken regulatory and state approval for these systems, unlocking a new highly profitable revenue stream for the company. Now, I don't think the endorsement is going to affect the sales in China or anywhere else in the world except for Canada and Europe. So we need to watch not just the US sales, but also European sales especially. However, this endorsement creates a unique opportunity for electric vehicles to be a source of national pride. The former president's nationalist messaging and the general aversion to EV technology from the right of the political spectrum, Elon's endorsement could be seen as a major catalyst for the adoption of EVs in the US. Tesla makes the most American-made cars, which plays much better with the conservative base, and Tesla can further the US plans to become energy independent, which is a major contributor for national security by deploying energy storage and solar solutions, and the US doesn't want to lose to China, and not having good EVs is losing to China. In short, you're basically admitting that the former president needs a pat on the back to care about an important sector of the economy. But the current president was openly hostile towards Elon and Tesla, not inviting him to the summits and saying that he should be looked at. So I agree with Farzad. I'm not sure what this guy's point was. I think the only downside really of having the former president elected, speaking strictly as a Tesla stock investor, is that maybe the $7,500 EV tax credits are more likely to go away. But if Musk and the former president are friendly, if it means that the administration is a bit more excited about EVs, encouraging people to buy EVs, or at least definitely not saying, hey, look, all EVs suck, that would be a positive, because we know that liberals buy Teslas anyway, or EVs. They don't need a nudge, but conservatives in the US, I think there's this huge mental barrier. I'm not even gonna look at it. But I think the former president has an extremely strong base, so if he says, hey look, go try a Tesla, many will, I think. But at the same time, I don't think we want so much endorsement to a point that it becomes a statement, hey look, if I buy a Tesla, that means I support this political figure. I don't think we want that either, because then you eliminate 50% of your potential buyers. But in the US, you really don't have much of a choice. It's either a Tesla or an EV you won't enjoy driving. Don't underestimate the determination of some of these people. They don't mind sipping through these paper straws. They work well for cool drinks, but for a hot drink, I just had a paper straw. It's like, why? It just became all mushy and I just threw it away and I just drank my drink without a straw. All right, Tesla's price target has been increased from $340 to $400 at Global Equities Research on accelerating demand. These people certainly are not worried about demand becoming influenced by political issues. But wait a minute. Tesla's experiencing accelerating demand triggered from $7,500 point of sales EV credit? Are they talking about the Model 3? Because they also have the Model Y referenced here with the $7,500 tax credit. That has been around for a long time. Oh, I think I see what they mean. Starting around May 3rd, many potential car buyers somehow came to know about this reduced price that they can access through the tax credit. Customers started to consider this as an instant rebate and started to buy Tesla vehicles from the inventory. On the flip side, the dealerships selling Tesla's competitor EVs first raised the prices before reducing them by the point of sales EV credits, according to the equity research firm. Customers did not appreciate these dealerships' gimmicks, it pointed out, obviously. Imagine being a kid and dreaming about going to Disneyland and how awesome it would be. Now imagine that, but the opposite. That's what going to a car dealership really is. If you can put it off, you put it off. Anyway, I don't largely really fully agree with these analysts. I think James has a much better point. What drove the growth in Q2 was the Model Y financing rate of 1%, although the IRA applying to Model 3 all-wheel drive long range will help in Q3 and 4. And check this out, the US EV adoption still is on pace to reach 50% by 2030. For contrast, Morgan Stanley expects half of that. The 50% number is data from Recurrent Auto. They predict the US could enter the 15% mass adoption phase of EV adoption by the end of 2025. Here's their full forecast. And over here, they are more bullish this year than the previous year. They also note that battery costs have dropped to a new low and are projected to drop 40% between 2022 and 2025. One reason to pay attention to Recurrent is that they predicted that the Tesla Model Y would become the best-selling vehicle, and of course, it did. Here's some more good Tesla stock news. Tesla has secured a new $375 million Megapack contract to build this huge battery in Australia, one of the biggest 4-hour batteries in the world. The battery is expected to commence commercial operations in 2026, so it will take a while to build it. So this battery will provide 2.4 gigawatt hours, and Elon actually responded to this post here. Glad to see progress being made towards Master Plan 3. Tesla estimates that we will need 300 terawatt hours of energy storage, or 300,000 gigawatt hours. So not just, 2.4 gigawatt hours, 300,000 to fully transition Earth to a sustainable energy economy. So obviously there is a long way to go still. Elon Musk reposted this, which is why it got 2.5 million million views. It's not a robotaxi, it just does exactly what a robotaxi would do today under your supervision. But it will definitely never be a robotaxi. That's clearly impossible. For example, here, the latest FSD build completes a roughly 14-minute drive without any interventions, and then it parked in the driveway right here. That's pretty good. Here's proof, by the way, that Omar does not post only good drives. You will see a pretty major blunder here. It was safe to do so because there weren't any cars around, but if you notice, okay, that was not good at all. Here it is, not sped up. You can see the vehicle goes to the wrong lane. Yeah, definitely not good. No injuries, of course. There weren't any cars around really, but I wonder if it would have done this if it saw cars driving on that lane in the opposite direction. Hopefully not. But watching Omar's videos from 2 years ago, you could see things like this every few minutes. Now I have to really dig to find anything like that. Oh, and this particular issue seems to be not just happening to Omar, and this is maybe why this FSD build has not gone wide yet. It's a rare issue, but I mean, when a car drives on the wrong side of the road to make a left turn, that's no good. It's like it's getting into a left turn lane, but there is no left turn lane, so it goes onto the other side of the road, which is super weird. But visualization reflects the scene accurately. Yeah, it's shown exactly as it actually is, so that makes it even more weird. Anyway, even though we have this issue, Tesla is going to fix it just like it fixed many previous issues. But what I'm seeing from bears is that the thesis is the same companies that could never catch Tesla when it comes to EVs are going to somehow catch up to Tesla with FSD, even though software for these companies is even harder than hardware. I really don't see how that's going to happen. Omar presented an interesting question. What if Tesla just included FSD in every car for free? He thinks eventually supervised FSD will be free, like basic autopilot, and you will only have to pay for unsupervised FSD. That would be a little bit weird for Tesla to do, I think. I mean, it's a huge advantage that Tesla would have, and just giving it away for free. That doesn't sound right as a business strategy. I think you can price it at a much lower price, but if you just give it for free forever, permanently, I think you'll have a lot fewer people buying the unsupervised version. Yeah, some good news here. The Tesla Cybertruck used to have a battery drain issue, but now no more. As you can see here, all the details are provided by Chuck. There's a bit of news about incentives for EVs in Germany, which is great. Big incentives being removed in Germany have affected EV sales, but this could help with the sales a little bit. The incentives will retroactively apply from the 1st of July and will remain in place until 2028, so that's great. Tax write-offs will be provided for vehicles that are eligible, and the price is up to 95,000 euros. Whoa. Remember Sean Fain, the leader of UAW, who wanted Tesla to unionize? Yeah, he was accused of firing UAW workers after they refused to carry out unethical orders, so it's ironic given the union makes it impossible for automakers to fire anybody. Given what happened over the weekend, I think it's important for Tesla to increase Elon's security. This is a statement from Tesla explaining Elon Musk's security. In December 2023, we entered into a service agreement with a security company owned by Elon Musk and organized to provide security services concerning him, including in connection with his duties to and work for Tesla. Tesla incurred expenses of approximately $2.4 million for such services in 2023 and approximately $500,000 through February 2024, representing a portion of the total cost of security services concerning Elon Musk. I'm pretty sure Elon Musk considers this when picking his security guards. Having a small person as body cover for a large man is like an undersized Speedo at the beach. Doesn't cover the subject. Yeah, the subject is definitely not covered. By the way, there's a small update about the case in Delaware against Elon Musk and Tesla. The opposing side basically call you and me clowns. They call the actions by Tesla and its shareholders voting to reaffirm their commitments to the CEO as a clown show. I'm inclined to say that it's hypocritical for the opposing team to say that, but then I started thinking, that does sound like clownish behavior. Starting a clown show and then calling the other side clowns. So literally them calling us clowns proves that they themselves are the clowns. And these are the most expensive clowns in the world you can buy. There's more about the Delaware case. The hearing for the motion to revise the initial opinion is now scheduled for August 2nd. Plaintiff's attorney filed his opposition to this. His arguments are the court cannot reopen the closed trial record to consider new evidence. The ratification vote was coerced, uninformed, and invalid? What are you talking about? This had to have been one of the most informed shareholder votes ever. Have you seen the disclosures? Hundreds of pages. Even if considered, the vote would not change the court's ruling. And their last argument is Delaware law does not allow shareholder votes to overturn court judgments on fiduciary duty breaches. But in this case, it's more like the judge breached her fiduciary duties by continuing this madness. Tesla did everything the judge asked, and the shareholder vote turned out exactly the same as it did before. So this whole thing was a complete waste of time and money and energy. That's it for today's video. Watch this previous video that I posted yesterday about what happened over the weekend. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will soon start posting Tesla videos on a Tesla only channel. And this channel will be more political, so if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe. By joining Patreon, you will have access to all of my exclusive videos on Patreon, as well as how much I am willing to pay for each Tesla share between 2024 and 2033. If you join the investor tier, you will also have access to my valuation model, where you will see all of my assumptions, including deliveries, the energy business, Tesla's future businesses like FSD, and of course much more. And then if you want to easily download that and put in your own numbers, then this third tier is for you. To all of my Patreon supporters, thank you so much. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't yet as well. It's really important to like the videos because that makes it less likely that the channel will be shadow banned later, like my other big channel got shadow banned before from about 50% of my regular viewers. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.